Hola, we are going to finish up our notes on boot verbs today. So we talked a lot about E to IE verbs in our last notes, and there's actually two more kinds of boot verbs, but today we're just going to cover one. Shouldn't take too long. We're going to cover verbs that end or that the O changes to UE, and that's both E and IE verbs that do this. There's only a couple. So let's start with this one. O to UE is poder. This is one of the most useful verbs. We just learned about querer, which is talking about things that you want. That's an E to IE verb, right? Super useful because it says what I want. But also, what can I do? Poder means to be able to, or like we have this word that says can. We don't say am I able to go to the bathroom, or am I able to? We just say can I, right? So it's like the verb for can, like can I do something? And puedo, yo puedo, I can. Yo puedo leer, I can read. And then you can ask the question. Puedo, like start it with the conjugated verb. Puedo ir a Target? Can I go to Target? Like, puedo ir a Target? Sí, tú puedes ir a Target. You can go to Target. So this verb is like, can I or am I able to? Or yo puedo, tú puedes, ella puede. Ella puede esquiar. She can ski. Nosotros podemos estudiar. We can study, right? Vosotros podéis. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes pueden. So that O changes to U, E in this boot. Make sure you're highlighting that in your notes packet. I want you to highlight this part of your chart in that notes packet, the O to U, E. Another verb that's O to U, E that most people like, especially teenagers, is dormir, right? It's to sleep. So, yo puedo dormir. Dormir, yo duermo. Tú duermes. Él, ella, usted duerme. Nosotros dormimos, vosotros dormís, ellos, ellas, ustedes duermen. That O here changes to UE in the boot or shoe pattern. In the yo, tú, él, ella, and usted, and ellos, ellas, ustedes forms. Make sure that that is highlighted and you write out the whole conjugation in your verb packet. Okay, let's look at some examples and try some practice, okay? So we're going to go back, we're going to review our E to IE verbs for these, and then also use some O to UE. So we have sleep, and then can. So, all right, let's go to start. The class starts at 5. So that verb is empezar. That's an E to IE verb. The class. It's not yo, it's not tú, right? I'm not a class, you're not a class, it's it. Down here at the bottom, he, she, and it. Empieza. La clase empieza. I'm going to let you guys try to do that on your own, then we'll just do the rest. I'm just going to help you with the verb and the person. You understand. Which one of our verbs on that page above was understand? It's entender. To understand. You is tú, and the ending for tú is es, and this E changes to IEC. Tú entiendes? And that can be a question too, like, ¿entiendes? Do you get it? Do you understand? ¿Me entiendes? Do you understand me? ¿Me entiendes? So that's you understand. So the question was, you understand ethics. Entiendes, or tú entiendes, and then the word for ethics. That's one of our vocabulary words, so you can get that. She thinks in Spanish. The word thinks is one of our vocabulary words. One of our E to IE stem changers. Piensa, or pensar, pienso, pensar, yo pienso, tú piensas, él, ella, and usted piensa. So we have she thinks, ella piensa in Spanish. Finish that sentence out. We prefer. Prefer is a cognate, very similar in English and in Spanish. We is nosotros. Nosotros, and it always ends in imos. And again, this one is not an E to I. So nosotros and vosotros, they are not in that boop stem changing, right? They're not in the boop. So nosotros preferimos. Like química, la química, we prefer chemistry. They want. Ellos, remember I just talked about what verb is to want. Really useful verb. Querer. Ellos quieren. Ellos quieren. And then what's to wear? So remember that to verb go walking. So you're not going to conjugate to wear. You're not going to say they want, they wear. That would be weird. So this to wear is going to be in its infinitive. Two verbs go walking rule means one verb. The first one gets conjugated. The second one stays in the infinitive. To wear. Ellos quieren llevar. They want to wear. Now I just said llevar. Hopefully you spell it right. Remember what letter makes the y sound in Spanish? Or two letters. Tennis shoes. And then those are part of our vocabulary words. They can't. These are our new words from today. So we know can, right? Or I can't, not they can. I can't, sorry. I can't. So I can is yo puedo. I can't would be yo no puedo. No comes before the conjugation. Yo no puedo. And then again, two verbs go walking is I can't I sleep. Nope, you can't say yo no puedo duermo. Nope, because this is I can't. And then sleep is the second verb. Two verbs go walking. That first one gets conjugated. This one is an infinitive. Yo no puedo dormir. And then we sleep is nosotros, not a changer. Dormimos, because it's in nosotros form. Nosotros dormimos en casa. Check all of your answers. La clase empieza a las 5. Tú entiendes la ética. Ella piensa en español. Nosotros preferimos la química. Ellos quieren llevar los tenis. Los zapatillas. There's a lot of ways to say tennis shoes. I'll take them all. Yo no puedo dormir en clase. Nosotros dormimos en casa. All right. That just brings us to the last little part of our notes. We only have one page left, and one last video will be about cultura. So make sure everything's written down, highlighted, and we'll see you next time. Hasta luego.